Good morning and welcome to the new family session. Welcome session. My name is Veronica Opani. I'm your primary grades family school partnership coordinator. Sorry for that mix up. Welcome to our parent meeting where we're going to share with you on our onboarding process and what you guys need in your toolbox to get started here at GCA. Before we get started, we're going to do some housekeeping, go over some housekeeping items. In this session and in future sessions, you may want to utilize these tools so that you are able to control on your end notifications, and if you need to step away or if you need to refresh your connection because the screen has frozen. I'm going to go ahead and get my pointer and share with you guys some cool things in your toolbox in future sessions for your students and yourself if you find yourself in parent meetings or your students are in class, things that they can use to control their end as far as notification and if they have to step away. So if you are in a future session and you're hearing a ton of dinging noises, it's because Jigsaw has that feature where notifications are prompted on your end just to let you know that somebody is typing in the chat box. After a while, it can get overwhelming, especially if the chat box is open for everyone to chat. It can get a little overwhelming. So you can click on the settings icon here right next to your name. It looks like a cog, and this will pop up. So to turn off your notifications, all you need to do is just click on notifications, and it will give you three options on what notifications you would like to turn off. Click on chat box, and those notifications for the chat box will be off. If at any time your student or yourself, you find yourself having to step away for a few seconds, minutes, definitely right here, there's the step away function. This lets the host and everybody in the room know that you are currently away and that you are not engaged. But remember, when you come back, please go back to your settings and click the away button again so that everyone knows that you're back in the room. At any time, if you find that the screen has frozen or you can't hear anyone, go ahead and refresh your connection. It's probably your connection. So all you need to do, like I said, go to your settings and click down here, refresh my connection, or you can hit on your keyboard Control R. Control R is also refresh my connection. So those are some things that you can use when in future sessions and in this session if need be. Also, in future sessions, you may be asked to go to different breakout rooms. So right in this screen, you'll see this is how it looks like on your end, the different names. We do not have any rooms loaded, but if at any time in future sessions you see different rooms, all you need to do is click on this quick move icon and it'll allow you to move to the different rooms. That is if the host gives that privilege for you to go ahead and move to the different rooms. But if they do, you can go ahead and move to the different rooms through the quick move icon. And so, like I said, my name is Veronica Opani. I am the Family School Partnership Coordinator for your primary grades. And here at GCA, we internalize parent and family engagement because we understand it's an ongoing process. And with this ongoing process, we are expecting it to increase participation with our families. We are expecting to increase communication and collaboration with all of our stakeholders, our parents, our school, our communities, with the goal to educate the whole child. Our whole goal is student achievement. I think everybody's goal here at GCA, our families, our teachers, and our community members is to increase student achievement. And we do that with parent and family engagement and collaborating with our stakeholders. So ways that I will be supporting you, and these are just few. We will be providing resources and communication to all families with English learner students, limited English proficient students, our special education families, our general education families. All of our families, we're going to provide as much resources as we can here at GCA. And we recognize that you are valuable. Your students, your family members, our parents, y'all are all valuable. So we would like to communicate and work with you as equal partners so we can tie back into educating the whole child. We provide the school parent compacts. It's just a contract. I say it's a contract between our students, our parents, our district, to make sure that we all are on the same page with educating our child and providing that positive learning environment for our student. And we all do that with a family-friendly language. We have our family engagement policy where we're so transparent on how we are going to engage our families here at GCA. We also provide parent and student programs / meetings. We provide parent and student volunteer opportunities. We provide parent and leadership opportunities. And I'll discuss a little bit about those things in this session. But before we go on in the session, I just want to share with you guys our GCA's mission and vision. So, Georgia Cyber Academy, we want to provide and support our students in an interactive virtual learning environment because we are so concerned and on the same page as understanding that individualized and differentiating learning for our student is our main goal. We want to make sure that our student is getting all of the student-centered education that they need here at GCA, and we do that through kindergarten to 12th grade. Our vision here at Georgia Cyber Academy is that we envision a learning environment that we are empowering our students. We want our students to be empowered. We want our families to be empowered because this is a partnership. So we want to partner with our students, our parents, our learning coaches, our teachers, our administrators, so that our student is reaching their full academic potential because we want them to be prepared and ready for career, college, type of environment that they are looking into in the future so that they are positive contributors to our society. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to your principal, Mrs. Ingrid Bailey.
Good morning. I am so glad to be with you here this morning. Thank you so much for joining us and welcome to GCA. We are so excited that you're here and that you have a student in primary. I am really looking forward to working with you this year, and it's important to me that we're partners together. So thank you for taking that first step and coming this morning to get together and learn more about primary. There are some other assistant principals in the primary school that you'll be working with this year, and these ladies are awesome. They are going to be a great help and blessing to you. Miss Susan Rudd and Miss Tanisha Shelton, they are both assistant principals that work with grades K through fifth grade. So if you happen to have an elementary student in the third, fourth, or fifth grader, they may be helping you with both of your students. And then Miss Amanda Mills and Dr. Heather Bishop are both assistant principals that work with primary grades K through second grade. All right, so I'm going to share with you just a little bit about primary school. Um, all grades K to 12th grade here at GCA have a morning homeroom, and that's how we get our day started. So that starts at 8 o'clock, and in primary, we call that our morning meeting. That's a great time for us to get together with our students and get the day started on a positive note. Sometimes your student will have a counseling session during that morning meeting time. That will start in September, and we will let you know when that starts. That will start in just a few weeks. We have in all grades consistent live class sessions Monday through Friday, and you'll get instruction from all of your core contents every day. We say core content, we're referring to math, science, social studies, and ELA. And then we also offer tier 2 and 3 support for math and reading. And that just means that if your student has any needs in those subjects, we're going to give them extra help to make sure they can be successful. We are very excited to have our electives classes for students. Those classes meet live once a week. So if you have art on Tuesdays, you'll always have art on Tuesday only. Those are just once a week. Let's see, all grade bands have a common lunch period. So, whatever grade your students are in, it doesn't matter. They'll all have that same lunch period daily. That is when our teachers have their lunch as well. So, it's kind of a nice time that our whole school is able to pause for the day and regroup for the afternoon. We have a writing focus that we work on in all content. So, we will do a lot of writing in science and social studies as well as ELA. And we also are very happy that we have our platforms streamlined. That's why you have Clever, so that you have just a few places to log in and get to everything all from the same spot. Our students are required to be on camera in live classes for their assessments. So anytime we're doing MAP, if you have a kindergartner and you're doing G-Kids or an interim assessment, those are our tests that we do every 5 or 6 weeks. For first and second graders, those are times where your student is required to use their camera and microphone during testing. You can find more information about that in your handbook. We are going to take a look now at a sample schedule for a kindergarten or a first grader. Now, you'll definitely want to make sure that you see your student's actual schedule when it's an Infinite Campus, but this is just a sample to kind of to give you an overview and the basics. So the order might look a little bit different on your student's schedule, but they will have all these basic components. All right, so we've got that morning meeting that we're all starting with at 8 a.m. And then in kindergarten and first grade, there are 3 different ELA blocks. And this is similar to what your student would be doing if they were in a brick and mortar classroom. In K1 and 2, we need lots of ELA time as we're really building the foundation for reading and writing skills. So you'll see they have a guided reading time where they'll be working in small groups. They have a specific phonics block. And then later in the day here, they have a writing block. Now, again, those could be in a different order, in different periods for your schedule. We also have a combined science and social studies block. They alternate weeks of the focus there. So 1 week they're working on science, then they work on social studies. And then there is the lunchtime that everyone has. There's one math time for everybody all together. And then there are some independent times. So you'll see on here on this example, it shows 5th and 7th period as an independent time. So I mentioned that possibly that example with art on Tuesdays, your student could have their Tuesday art class right there. And on the other days of the week, that period would be open. If there are no classes during that time, that's a time when your student can work on their assignments outside of class, their lessons, anything like that. That's their independent work. All right. So with the second grade schedule, it is very similar. One of the only differences is that second graders have 2 ELA blocks. So they have a guided reading small group block and a writing specific block with a writing focus there. And then they have their science and social studies split. So second graders work on science every day and social studies every day. And that helps them to get prepared for third grade. Um, You'll see the same example there with 2 independent blocks in the day. And we do also give your students time to work on assignments and independent work during class. So there may be a time during small groups where your students working on the independent group and they work on their lesson during class. Or they might have time at the end of class, the last 10 minutes, to get started on an assignment during class. So there will things that they work on during class and then may continue during that independent time.
Thank you, Ingrid. So meet your counseling team. This is your counseling team. Miss Tamika McCrae Edgecombe is the kindergarten through 5th grade counseling lead. Miss Beth is your first grade counselor, and Miss Tammy is your second grade counselor. And their goal here at GCA is to focus on supporting students in areas of academics, social, emotional, and career education. So their goal is to empower their students with confidence, self-awareness, good relationships, and social skills to be successful in every area of life. So they also have different initiatives. So look forward towards their initiative. They do have homeroom time, or they do have counseling sessions once a week. So look forward to that on your calendar, on your schedule, your student schedule. So, the responsibility of a learning coach and a legal guardian and family members. So, it takes a village for us all to make sure that our students are getting to school and receiving the content in class. So, the responsibility of learning coaches is to enter daily attendance. Read your GCA emails, both your emails, your Canvas inbox messages. Sometimes you need to go and read your students' inbox messages in case there's something in there that you didn't receive. Just go ahead and check all the inboxes so that you are staying informed and up to date on what's going on at GCA and with your students. Answer all communications, complete all paperwork requests and surveys. So we do throughout the year request some feedback from our families. So we'd like for your feedback through those surveys. We also want request some paperwork, any outdated paperwork we may need on behalf of your students so that we can keep all of your students' information is up to date. Make sure you're keeping all your students' information up to date. Any address changes or phone number changes or email changes, please make sure you notify your family engagement liaison, your FEL, so that they're keeping your information up to date. Monitor your students' assignments, assignment completions and grades daily. I will show you in Canvas how you can monitor all of those items so that you're keeping your student on task. Ensure that your student attends all required live classes. Make sure you're monitoring your student when they're taking assessments to ensure that they are not getting additional help, right? We want to make sure that we are not masking anything on your students' knowledge base, because we want to really, really, truly understand the concepts. We want to make sure that your student truly understands the concepts. So make sure that they're not getting additional help, telling them to do their best in all of the assessments and tests that we provide them. So I understand that you guys want, especially our kindergarten, our first graders, they're still, wanting our mommy, daddy, family member to support them and help them and read to them. But reading during the assignments or reading the assessment questions, not assignments, assessment questions, reading the assessment questions or answering the assessment questions is helping your student. So do not do that, okay? It's helping your student, or you think that it's helping your students, but it's not. It's masking what they truly understand. In the assessments, and Miss Ingrid, pop on at any time if I am misspeaking, but in the assessments, there is a functionality where they can get the questions read to them. So helping your student out during the assessments, please don't do it. We want to really make sure what your student knows so that we are fully supporting them. We have so many support tools in place so that we're really supporting them. And I'm going to let Miss Ingrid elaborate on that.
Hey, yeah, just wanted to give some tips too. Sometimes learning coaches don't realize also the very first test of the year is MAP, and it's adaptive, which means it's going to get harder as the students go on. And if they get any kind of help with reading the test or just anything that increases their chances of getting the next question correct, not on their own, it's just going to keep increasing in difficulty. And so I wanted to share that with you because helping them with that actually makes the test get really hard. It will advance them even past their grade level. And sometimes they need that, but if they can't do that on their own, it's just going to get harder and harder and harder, and it's just going to go longer and longer. So you can expect for that MAP test for it to get to a tricky spot. And if your student's frustrated, just say, it's okay. Just take your best guess. It might get a little tricky right now. You might not have learned this yet. It's all right. Just try the question. And they're probably getting pretty close to the end at that point, and it's going to stop very soon. So it's all in how you kind of talk to them about it and help them too, and just to let them know that it's just to see where you're at. You might not know all of this yet, and that's okay, because these are things that we're going to learn going forward. So we really appreciate your help with that. And your teacher can also help you if you have any specific questions about it too.
Thank you, Miss Bailey, for that. So we will talk about what you are going to be doing first week of school. I know I see Miss Rachel, you have your hand up. When I go through the slides, I just want to go through the slides in case your question may be on the slide. Let me go through the slides, and then at the end, we're going to take some questions, okay? So we're not ignoring you. And then the next thing is communicate with your student's teacher. Just like Miss Bailey said, communicate with your teacher on what's going on with your student. Also your counselors, your family engagement liaison, so that we are here to support you. We have so many support tools in place. We want to be here to support you and your student. Students are required to attend live classes, and that will be it will be counted absent if they're not in attendance. They will be counted absent if they're not in attendance. So make sure that you are logging your student in every day, Monday through Friday, to all of their classes that they're required to go to. Student expectations. So we are trying to make sure that we are teaching our students accountability, right? So we want them to be accountable for everything that they are doing within school. We want them to say, Mom, Dad, family members, I need a distraction-free environment because I want to focus in our class. We want them to say, I need to treat everybody with respect, fairness, and courtesy. We want them to respect their school property if they have any school property. Even if mom and dad or family members, you buy some books or pencils, we want them to respect that, because that helps them to become more independent learners and respecting their property and their items, and they just have more respect with school. Engage and participate in live classes. Your teachers want your students to type in the chat box when they prompt them to write on the whiteboard or grab the mic or turn on their camera. So encourage your students to participate when their teachers prompt them to. Understand and utilize the school procedures for resolving concerns, conflicts, and disagreements. So, if your student feels like they're not feeling being treated well by their peers in class, tell them to reach out to their teacher. Learning coaches, reach out to the teacher. We want to make sure that we are having all of our students, again, be courteous to each other, be respectful to each other. So empower them to speak up if any of that happens to happen, but we don't foresee that happening in class. Attend classes as required, complete and turn assignments on time, participate in all assessments, including state mandated assessments, and ask if you need help. We all are here to help you, students and learning coaches. So always ask, because we have an answer. Asynchronous days expectations. So asynchronous days, and then I'm going to also call on Mrs. Bailey in case she has anything to add on this. Asynchronous days are days where our teachers may be going to or being provided professional development trainings or any other trainings, or your teachers may have a doctor's appointment that just came up or an emergency, and they need to switch to a day where they are recording their lesson instead of teaching it live. We will notify you well in advance when these days happen, so that your student knows where to go, and your teacher will provide detailed instructions again prior to when your student needs to conduct asynchronous days. And asynchronous days just mean that you're doing school, so you're still doing school, but you're getting the content recorded. So the students will view the class recordings that day, and they must review the class recordings. They must complete all assignments or tasks on the calendar within their modules for that day, and reach out to your teachers if you have any concerns. Again, if your teachers are out for the day or maybe in professional development, they'll get back to you as soon as they get back to work. So how to access your asynchronous days? Of course, you will log into your Clever account, which then will prompt you to log into, or you can find where Canvas is. You will go into, and I will show you what this looks like. You probably already seen this in your Strong Start courses, but you will log into Canvas, go to the course tab, and then choose the content, then click on your Jigsaw tab, and then you'll access the recorded lessons and select the recorded tab. So to access the recorded lessons, you have to select the recorded tab. I will show you what that looks like in the later slide, so you can see a visual. But students' attendance will be taken through Jigsaw, and they will need to view these recordings on a specific date for attendance purpose. So again, your teachers are going to provide detailed instructions on how to access your classes, your recordings, and where to go, what steps you need to take to get there so that attendance is counted within Nucleus. Mrs. Bailey, did I hit everything on that? Did you want to add anything?
You did a super job. I'll just add that, like she said, if anything comes up at the last minute, because sometimes, you know, we all know a teacher may wake up with an emergency or something going on, and something has to change in your day. So they will let us know if they're not even able to get to the computer. Someone from our administration will always contact you as soon as possible. We'll send a Canvas message. So that'd be the first place I would say to go and check. If you're, maybe at homeroom you log in and someone's not there right away, something or another class and something's happened, check your Canvas inbox, look for an announcement. We'll tell you right away if something's going on, and we'll let you know what to do. And like she said, if a teacher is out ahead of time and that's planned in advance, we're often able to get a sub, and we'll have a substitute in your classes for the day. Or if we don't have a sub available, we'll post recordings so that your student can stay on track. So just keep on that Canvas calendar for any updates, and your teacher will let you know things in advance too.
Thank you, Miss Bailey. Turn my camera back on. All right, attendance expectation. So if you have not already, please go back into your email and find that email that says Nucleus account setup. Please set up your Nucleus account today so that you are going to be, so that you can get ready to enter your students' attendance for Monday. So what is Nucleus? Nucleus is where we track our students' attendance. This is where you will put any additional time that your students work on classwork, assignments, quizzes outside of class. So you will put all that time, give them every minute to the hour as far as any additional work that they are doing outside of class time in Nucleus. Your students' attendance is counted when they are in live Jigsaw classes automatically. So you do not need to put in the hours or the hour that your student is in class. That is automatic from Jigsaw. If you have any questions, your student was in class and you see that it's saying missing, please reach out to your attendance specialist. They are the person that you will go to if you have any attendance questions. So it is important to note that adding additional work time and Nucleus will not take place if you missed a Jigsaw live class. So if you missed a Jigsaw live class, and Johnny did 5 hours of work outside of that class, it's not going to take place from the class time that they missed. So who should you contact if you have any additional attendance questions or questions about absences? Also in Nucleus, you can put your excused absences documentation in the Nucleus app. So that's really good here at GCA. We used to have families send it to their family engagement liaison, but now they can put it then in themselves. So you will reach out to your attendance specialist. They have been sending out, and you should have received a welcome letter from them, just giving details about Nucleus, introducing themselves. Those are the people that that person is the person you will go to with any attendance type questions. You can also access them and communicate with them in the Nucleus app via email and via phone. So that is a perfect way to get straight in touch with your attendance specialist. They are having open office sessions for support on getting you set up, everything about attendance. If you just need to understand what is an excused absence, what's not an excused absence, please go visit the Nucleus Live Help session, which is going to be today at 10 o'clock. So in 30 minutes, hopefully I will get you guys out of here so that you guys can attend that session. Where to go to attend that session? You go to the GCA parent calendar. I'm going to put that link in the chat box. Give me a quick second. Sorry, my mouse is moving everywhere, but on the screen. All right, this is the link to our parent calendar, and you'll see tons of Nucleus Live Help sessions. They are having one in the morning at 10 and then one at 4 p.m. today. So if you can't catch the morning session, you can catch the 4 p.m. session. Plus, they will be at the Learning Coach Live Help, and I'll give you guys more details about Learning Coach Live Help. They'll be at Learning Coach Live Help. They'll have a breakout room, so you can also visit them at 12 o'clock today in case you need to get any support and any questions answered regarding to attendance. Mrs. Bailey, go ahead and take it away.
All right, so let's talk about what you're doing the first week of school. We're going to talk about a few different scenarios because basically you've either completed your beginning assessments or not, and that kind of determines what the first week is going to look like. All right, so if you have already completed your MAP assessment, you will follow the schedule on your Canvas calendar. You can also look at campus your student schedule, and then the same schedule is on your Canvas calendar. So you're going to go ahead and start following that because since you've already tested, you would have a schedule in place. Please be ready to participate in class. Your teachers are excited to get to see your student on the webcam and give them opportunities to use the chat box and the microphone. And so that is what you can expect for students in class. This on the right is that sample schedule again. And of course, you'll get to see your students' specific schedule. So learning coaches, just make sure every day, as we covered earlier, that you are checking that Canvas inbox. That is super important. That is where teachers send out communication to the whole class when they're sending something out to everyone, or they might just be communicating one-on-one with you in the Canvas inbox. That Canvas inbox is separate and totally different from the emails that you may get. Now, you might have set up notifications, to get things to your email also, but you really need to check both of them daily. All right, so check your personal email where you're getting all your Learning Coach email and your Canvas inbox. You can also want to make sure the first week that you're getting familiar with the Canvas Parent Portal and any other GCA programs. And as we said, make sure that you're updating your students' attendance via the Nucleus platform. Okay, and second graders, very similar. You'll be following your schedule that you see in Infinite Campus and on your Canvas calendar. Students need to go ahead and start logging into all their classes. You'll be starting to see assignments and lessons on the Canvas calendar and in the modules, and your teacher is going to teach you how to find those. So don't worry about that. We're going to take good care of you and show you how to find everything you need in Canvas. Learning coaches, please make sure also for second graders, your student, since they've already completed the test, they'll be working on their schedule already, attending classes, and you just need to make sure and check your Canvas inbox and your personal email that you set up with GCA. Now, if you have not completed your assessment yet, that's okay, but that's going to be your priority next week, the first week for your first week of school. Okay, it's very, very important that you complete your assessments so that you can get a schedule. And the reason that we wait to give you a schedule is because we don't know where to place your student yet until they take their assessment. So that's why it's also very important that your student completes that on their own. For MAP, you get a grade for completion just for coming in taking the test. There's no score or grade entered for getting incorrect answers, nothing like that. It's truly just to see where your student is doing. And MAP is called, the full name of it is the MAP growth test, because when your student takes it again in December and again in May, you're going to see so much growth It's super exciting for our students to see their progress on the MAP growth test. So that is your first priority if you have not taken that yet, so that you can get placed in a class schedule and have everything all set up for you. So here's how you get that test completed. Those tests are done daily, Monday through Thursday at 3:30. Friday is only a makeup day. I really don't suggest that you wait until Friday. You need to go ahead and start attending that Monday. Kindergarten, first and second graders take two MAP tests. They take a reading test and then they take a math test. So that's something for you to be aware of, and you really need to go ahead and make that a priority to get that done right away. And then for anyone, regardless of if you've taken MAP or not yet, or you have a schedule or not, you need to go ahead and start every day checking the Canvas inbox and your personal email that you set up as a learning coach to get all of our GCA communication. So you should have an email with the subject line "Welcome New Family MAP Testing," and that's what you need to look at with the details to get to your MAP assessment. Please note that learning coaches will be responsible for logging the time that your student is allotted for MAP and in other classes. So you'll still go ahead and start putting in the time there for MAP. Once you complete all your required tests, then there are a couple things that happen. The MAP data is available the day after your student test. So we go ahead and get their data. We have a team that reviews the data and determines the best placement for your student. And then once they do that, we send it to our scheduling team and they actually get your student loaded into all the various platforms so that they can go ahead and be ready the following Monday to start attending all classes. So you can see there's several different departments and steps involved and some setup that takes place to get everything ready for your students' first day in live classes. And that's why it's such a priority for you to get that MAP test completed so that we can get your schedule loaded and get your student all set up. If you do not complete these things and get this done next week, your student would then be delayed an additional week because every Monday is when new students start with their new schedule. So be sure to get those completed.
Thank you, Mrs. Bailey. So for my students with an IEP, if your student receives special education services and has an IEP, the special education department will meet with the parent or legal guardian or the learning coaches for any IEP intake for an IEP intake meeting. If you do have the proper documentation from your previous school and it's available, we will hold an IEP intake meeting for your student. The parent, legal guardian, or learning coach will receive an invite from the IEP team or the special education team for that IEP intake meeting. You will need to attend so that everyone is reviewing your student's IEP and their accommodations and review what courses that they will need to be taken after the intake meeting. The students will or may have their schedules updated. So just wanted to announce that on behalf of our special education department. We are here to support you. So obviously you've been getting a lot of communication from your family engagement liaison. They're your first point. They're your first point of contact to talk to about any general questions at GCA. If you need navigation support, you need to get into Infinite Campus, you need to get to Canvas, Clever, all of those school-related items. Please contact your family engagement liaison. They also are there for you to update or give updates to any of your family information as well. Your homeroom teacher will be your point of contact for grade level information, understanding resources, conferences, instructional learning plan, the ILP. So that is where your homeroom teacher will step in and support you. Your content teacher obviously is your ELA, your math teacher. And for my kindergarten through second grade, you will probably have the same teacher for homeroom and your ELA. So they probably are going hand in hand with bouncing with their homeroom hat and their content teacher hat. So content teacher answers course related questions, live class schedule. So if you're having some issues with your live classes, you go to your content teacher. They'll provide content resources, instructional levels, and they are your keeper of grades. So best practices. Throughout the school day, your teachers are teaching. So email is the primary means of communication. So they're able to get back to you as soon as possible. They're able to research any information. So please, please, please just email them first. And then if you want to reach out and call them, that is perfectly fine. Again, they are teaching until 3:30. So please leave a voicemail if you're unable to reach a live person. Also, we do have a primary voicemail line. So if you want to reach out to the primary voicemail line, Miss Ingrid, I cannot think of it off the top of my head. What is our extension?
I'm pretty sure it was 3 when I called earlier.
Three.
And of course you can listen to the menu and you'll hear
Yes.
it, but I'm pretty sure it was 3.
Yes, so I will put that on the screen for our next meeting. But yeah, reach out to the primary voicemail line if you have any questions or concerns that you're not able to get answered by your teacher and your family engagement liaison. Getting connected. So here at GCA, we love for our students to understand that we do have a culture, we have a thriving culture. We do have student clubs. So that information is going to be coming out in the next month or so that your student can get engaged and participate and have opportunities to fellowship with their fellow students. We do have community events. We have a great community partnership team that hosts in-person and virtual events to expand on that social experience here at GCA and to provide enrichment. So please go to the GCA events calendar, and I'm going to put that in the chat box where you can find all of the events that we have at GCA and stored for you guys. We have virtual and in-person events. And then we have an opportunity for parents and learning coaches to get connected through the many channels of our newsletters. We have meetings and workshops and trainings that we provide to our parents and learning coaches. We have parent leadership opportunities, the Parent Advisory Council, which is an application-based council where our parents that apply and we get their references from their family engagement liaison and their teachers on being positive ambassadors to support our school and to provide feedback to our school as a big part of our stakeholdership here at GCA. We love for our families' feedback, but we do have a forum at the Parent Advisory Council level for families to provide feedback to our district administrators. We also have a parent teacher student organization, PTSO, which is similar to a PTA or PTO that does a phenomenal job with fundraising, providing that closed communication community support on Facebook. We do have Facebook groups, a closed Facebook groups for only GCA families that you can be a part of just to fellowship with other parents, share ideas, meet up. Mrs. Gilliard, can you put that link in the chat box? I do not have that available. So if you are interested in joining the PTSO membership or group organization, please visit the website and see when their next upcoming membership meeting is happening. And I'm going to go ahead. I am going to go ahead and see if I can pull that and put that in the chat box for you guys. All righty, here we go. Please visit the PTSO, GCA PTSO website page and get all the information on how you can get connected with the PTSO community. And now we're going to switch over to some quick tips on Canvas. So again, I know you guys have been seeing this in your Strong Start modules, and your family engagement liaison has probably drilled this in your head about how to get to class, how to look at your assignments, how to look at your grades. So I'm just going to give you some quick pointers. Oh, so every day, how you log into Canvas is through Clever. So make sure that you are logging into Canvas through Clever, because Clever, like Mrs. Bailey said early, is your single sign-on. It's where you can get to almost all of your academic platforms in your online school, which is Canvas. So you will, again, the link, let me go ahead and get that link for you guys. Please bookmark this link. The initial instructions when you visit the Clever account is to choose the school. You're going to choose Georgia Cyber Academy. So once you choose Georgia Cyber Academy, it's just going to ask log in with Google. So your students should already have their Google account set up. So all you need to do is just click on log in with Google and choose your student's uh, username, and it already has its password saved there. So once you get into Clever, the first thing you will see if you scroll down, because sometimes some of your teachers have already been putting up their class pages on the top, so you can go ahead and visit them, especially now that you guys don't have class. You want to go into Clever and see, look at if you have any, if you have a schedule or you're assigned to a class, go ahead and check that out and see some of your teachers' pages. But you will see below it, well, under District Resources, Canvas. So you'll click on Canvas, and you will be on your dashboard. Automatically, it has you guys on the card view. In primary school, that is the best view that we have here for you guys to utilize, because one, the cards are very pretty and very in your face. And then two, you can access your courses just as easy by clicking on the course tab. So it's so easy for you to go ahead and click on the course tab to access your courses. So both students and learning coaches will be able to access their content courses by clicking on the course card icon. And again, the preferred view is card view. And this is where your dashboard is. Anytime that you find yourself in courses or calendar and you want to get back to your dashboard, just click on dashboard and you can get back. So on the right-hand side, you will see there will be a list of to-dos. So anything that your student needs to do within the week, it will be listed here. You'll also have another place where you will see all the stuff that your students will need to do in their module. You will always go to your module, the student's module, to access daily assignments, lessons, quizzes, but this is just a snapshot to see what is coming up due for you. Also, this is where you will see grades, the most updated grades. Infinite Campus will have grades in there as well, but most likely you should be looking in your Canvas to view grades. In Infinite Campus is during progress report time and final report card. So final grades, I encourage our families to look in Infinite Campus. Canvas is live. Your teachers are updating grades weekly. So look at Canvas and you can just click on here and it will populate all the different courses, and you can choose the courses that you want to see the grades are, where the grades are. So if you want to know what your student's going to be doing on a day-to-day basis, a quick snapshot, go to your calendar. And once you get in the calendar, it automatically has it into the month view viewpoint. Go ahead and go to agenda view. Agenda view will give you this snapshot of time by time slots where your student needs to go. Typically, the daily assignments are going to be listed at the top, and then in the middle will be your class, where you need to go, like if you need to go to a live class. And then at the bottom will be your quizzes or anything that is due that day. So I encourage parents to change the calendar in their calendar to agenda view, so you're able to see everything in this glance. So also make sure you have all of your calendars selected. If you have multiple students, I think it's up to So again, I'm going to show you how, if you have multiple students, how to like color code it. So you're concentrating on one student at a time instead of clicking all your students' classes. That could be a little overwhelming in your calendar view. But make sure if you have one student, make sure all of their courses are checked so that it's populating for you in your calendar view and you're not missing anything. And your students as well. Your students has the same screen, so make sure that all of their courses are selected so that they're seeing everything that they need to do in a glance. To get to class, you will go and click on your course card, or you'll click on the courses icon. Let me go ahead and show you guys there. You can click on the course icon to get to class, or you can click on the course card in your dashboard. So once you get there, you'll see your home page where your teacher is introducing themselves on their home page. But on the far left, you'll see it says Jigsaw. So if students is getting ready to go to class, it's 8 o'clock homeroom. Tell them to get into that course, click on that course card, homeroom course card, and then get to class through Jigsaw. Jigsaw will pull up all of your sessions. Actually, you may see that it will populate a screen that says join now or see all sessions. Make sure you select see all sessions so you're seeing all of your sessions and following that naming convention, homeroom at what time, 8 o'clock with Mrs. Bailey. Okay. And I'm just using that as an example, Mrs. Bailey as an example. She does not have a homeroom class, so I don't want you guys looking at looking for Mrs. Bailey's class, but whatever your homeroom teacher's name is, go ahead and look at that naming convention. Your teachers have naming conventions for all of their classes. So to access all your lessons, all and upload all your assignments, you need to get to your course. Click on your course tab and go to modules. There, your teachers have a week in a glance assignments. This is where you will go to look for all of your assignments, to upload everything that needs to be uploaded, to see any graded work or things that need to be submitted as graded work, to daily assignments and daily lessons. So make sure you're going to your modules. You go to your modules by clicking on the course card and clicking modules, and all of it, it's just a weekend at glance for you. And this is how your teachers are organizing their classes and the content in their class. Your teachers are teaching live, but they also have lessons in their vocabulary quizzes for my EL students, ELA class, sorry, for my ELA class, and any daily lessons that needs to be submitted. And learning coaches, I mentioned, if you have multiple students, it can get overwhelming. So you can have that feature to tailor it per student. You can do this even if you have one student. So this in your course tab on your dashboard, in the course card, there's 3 little dots that you can click on, and then you can just specialize it, customize it to fit your preference. You can put your student's name and the class. You can choose the color so you don't get overwhelmed. And then when you go to your calendar, and remember those tabs that I showed you about, the calendar tabs, it will have the color coordination of what you chose, as well as if your teacher is emailing you, it will have in the subject line, or it will have pretty much in the subject line who is coming from and what class, and it will populate your nickname that you've put on there. So that's something cool, especially for families that have multiple students. So we are having Learning Coach Live help at 12 o'clock. We're reaching to 10. So I just want to make sure that we're respecting everybody's time and they're able to go where they need to go. So if you have any questions and we're not able to do the question and answer portion at the end, please go to Learning Coach Live Help. We're going to be there today at 12 p.m. And again, you can get to the Learning Coach Live Help through the parent event calendar. So I'm going to put that again in the chat box. Please bookmark this link because this is where you're going to be able to find all meetings that we have here at GCA for parents. We usually normally load them up on to our parent calendar so parents are informed and know exactly what time and where to go. These are our upcoming meetings. Unfortunately, I forgot to take out this portion. What we had our meet the teacher session July 30th, and it was overwhelmingly a lot of participation. Your teachers will be providing you some recordings on and introductions on them. So look forward to that. We have District Town Hall that is coming up August 10th. Our Advanced and Gifted parent meeting, if you're interested in getting more information about our program, our Advanced and Gifted program, we have that August 12th. We have our copyright, piracy, and literacy training August 24th, and we have our primary curriculum night August 26th. Curriculum night is where you can get all that good information about why our teachers are teaching the stuff that they're doing, why your students are being assessed the way that they're being assessed. So I guarantee that all of these parent meetings you will definitely benefit from. And so, on behalf of our primary grade staff, we're looking forward to a great school year. We want to make sure that you understand that we are champions and we are better together. So, I'm so glad to have provided this session for you guys. And I'm going to stop the recording and I will take a few questions. I know Mrs. Bailey and our APs may need to hop out, so I'll be able to take a few questions. And if I can't answer them, we will reach back out to our school administrators to get the answers for you. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this presentation and have a great school year.